Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Sunday, April 9th, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin this Easter edition with some WWE news. The company has reportedly enacted an unofficial talent hiring freeze in the wake of the recent buyout by Endeavor, according to Fightful Select. The company has refrained from signing new talent since Vince McMahon returned to power earlier this year. This was cited as the reason WWE chose not to pursue recent free agents, including Nick Aldis, Tama Tonga, the tag team Authors of Pain, and most recently Brian Cage and Jay White. There is talk within the company that Drew McIntyre is unhappy with his current situation, including creative, current money, and negotiations for a new contract, according to an exclusive report yesterday from the Wrestling Torch's Wade Keller. WWE officials are reportedly looking at the possibility that McIntyre may allow his current contract to expire rather than accept a new deal he doesn't find acceptable. The news follows WWE pulling McIntyre from last week's SmackDown taping in Portland, Oregon, as well as from a nearby autograph signing. WWE is reportedly eager to keep McIntyre if possible. In ratings news, overnight numbers came in yesterday for Friday night's SmackDown, indicating that 2.291 million people tuned into Fox to watch the episode, down from the previous week's overnight figure of 2.389 million, according to Spoiler TV. The overnight rating in the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic was 0.61, which was also down from the previous week's episode. Final ratings figures for SmackDown are expected later this week. In health-related news, Sabu is doing better after being taken to the hospital due to a medical emergency at the Squared Circle Expo in Indianapolis yesterday. The Expo released an official statement yesterday informing attendees of the situation and offering refunds to those who had purchased photo opportunities. The ECW original later tweeted that he was feeling better and thanked his well-wishers. Details of the nature of the medical emergency are not known. And the 42nd edition of All Japan Pro Wrestling's Champions Carnival kicked off on Saturday inside Tokyo's Korakuen Hall. This year's tournament consists of 16 men split evenly into two blocks and runs until May 7th, when the winners of the two blocks face off against each other in the final. Match winners receive 2 points for a victory, 0 for a loss, and 1 point is awarded to each wrestler in case of a draw. Block A winners from Saturday include Cyrus, Yoshitatsu, Ryuki Honda, and last year's Carnival winner Yuma Aoyagi, while Rei Saito, Hokuto Omori, Manabu Soya, and Suwama were triumphant in Block B. The tournament continues Monday in the Hodagaya section of Yokohama. The Champions Carnival tournament began in 1973, less than 6 months after Shohei Giant Baba founded the All Japan Pro Wrestling promotion. The annual competition quickly gained a reputation as one of the most competitive and talent-laden tours in all of wrestling, importing big-name foreign talent to mix in with their native Japanese stars. Baba won 7 of the first 10 carnivals before pausing the event between 1983 and 1990 due to the rapidly expanding competition from All Japan's rival promotion, New Japan Pro Wrestling, which was headed by Antonio Inoki. The event returned in 1991, which helped to further showcase the newer era of All Japan's roster, including its 4 pillars of Mitsuharu Misawa, Toshiaki Kawada, Akira Taue, and Kenta Kobashi, all of whom took home the trophy at least once. Other past winners include Hall of Fame-level talent such as Abdullah the Butcher, Stan Hansen, Jumbo Tsuruta, Keiji Muto, Vader, Minoru Suzuki, and Yuji Nagata. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, No paywall, just the wrestling news. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.